there are a lot of things that I feel went quite well, and then there are things that I feel that had they been done differently, the outcome would have been a lot stronger than what it is. I feel like the focus of the course was a bit uncertain, not unclear, but just the international collaboration aspect could be a whole course on its own. Not because it's exceedingly complicated or anything, but because there are elements to it that are more important than just the mobile filmmaking part on its own. Like, I think perhaps maybe if we had focused on mobile filmmaking and just focused on international collaboration, one than the other, perhaps I reckon that the focus should have been the international collaboration, because it was that part that sort of tripped up a lot of people. There were a lot of different platforms and networks that we had to go to, like WordPress and NetVibes and Dropbox and Google Plus, and it was just a bit all over the place. And eventually that didn't end up being problematic, but initially it was problematic because it wasn't very easy for everyone to know where or what or when we were supposed to have put where on the internet. Eventually that was clear, but just because the input and focus from each individual was so different, the focus sort of ended up being quite spread out, and it made it hard for things to get achieved. And then the mobile filmmaking part, I think that part was the most fun, and it was the part that I'm looking forward to taking with me later in my professional and personal careers. But in specific relation to this course, I feel like that maybe we should have practiced making content just within our own classes first. I would have liked the chance to make stuff with people in my own class first, and then, so hypothetically I would have suggested that in my own class I practice making mobile films, and then within my own class I practice using the online collaborative platforms, and then once those skills had been clear and understood by everyone, then sort of progress into making content with people all over the world and collaborating with people all over the world. That way I feel like things would have been more successful. To be honest, my effort toward the latter half of the class was inconsistent, but that's more to do with me and other projects than to do with me and my dedication to ELVSS. I think Claire had the most continuous effort, I'll say it again. And what else do I have to talk about? But despite there being some things that weren't achieved as well as they could have been, I do feel like that overall, for what was pretty much the first time that any of us have tried anything out like this, it could have gone a lot worse. And I would quite happily seek the opportunity to try and do this again. Maybe even make my own opportunity to try and do this again, because, you know, it's easy. Now I say that, but it's easy, and so the possibilities now do seem sort of endless, which is quite exciting, really.